This is Jonathan Franco at Haug and Farrar, and I wanted to talk a little bit about investigating 18-wheeler cases, or tractor-trailer, big rig cases, and wrecks. The investigation of one of these cases is very important, and it's a rather lengthy and involved process. It's a lot more involved typically than your average car wreck case because you're dealing with an entire trucking company often, and the history of the safety history of that company and the safety history of the driver. So what are some of the things that we look into? One of the things that we look into is the hours of operation of the driver. There is a comprehensive set of federal safety rules called the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulations that lay out the hours that a driver can drive a tractor trailer. And he or she can only drive that tractor trailer continuously for a certain amount of time and for a certain amount of time over a certain amount of days. So if you go beyond it and then you get into an accident with somebody, you've actually possibly violated the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulations, and that can help in establishing liability, and it can help in showing a jury that this driver and this company is unsafe or are unsafe. Sometimes we find that companies pressure their drivers into driving longer hours than they should on purpose to try to meet a bottom line, and they're putting their bottom line and their dollar goals over the safety of drivers on the road. Another thing we can do is send freedom of information requests to the appropriate federal government entities and get the safety record for this trucking company. What I've done in the past is that, and also send requests to the Mississippi Department of Transportation from weigh stations that we know this driver went through. And at weigh stations, they do basic safety checks on the vehicle. Are the brakes functioning properly? Is the tonnage where it should be? We look into all of these things, and the question is, why does it matter? Well, for one of the issues in a trucking case is going to be punitive damages, which go beyond your damages for medical bills and pain and suffering. Punitive damages can be quite large in trucking cases, and they're basically to tell the trucking companies, with this verdict, we are telling you and putting you on notice that you are not allowed to put unsafe vehicles on the road and violate the safety standards. But this investigation can also go towards establishing liability, and you need to make sure that you have a firm employed with you if you're involved in a tractor trailer accident. You need to make sure you have a lawyer that knows about this area of the law. It's very specialized, and not just any lawyer can do it. If they don't know about the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulations, I'd ask them, let me see your copy of it. Can they pull it out in their office? Ask them what the hours of operations are. If they don't know those things, then you don't have the right lawyer working for you. So that's just a little overview on 18-wheeler wrecks.